I hope everybody's having a great weekend. Now with the week coming ahead, hopefully your week will go well as well. Um, I tripped upon a article about your gut amping up your anxiety, and it made me think to do this video, wondering if any of you have either that or, like I do, what they call IBS, with anxiety caused by anxiety. And what that is anytime I have anxiety, I have to race to the bathroom. And it got to be so bad that the doctor had to prescribe me Imodium, because Imodium over the counter is so expensive. And he just gave me a prescription for it, and I just have to take it as needed. But when you have an anxiety disorder such as I do, it happens quite often. There's times, and yeah, this might be a little TMI or whatever, but you may be one of the people who suffer from the same condition. So it might just tell you that you're not the only one who has this issue. And I remember being a child, and it was similar to where we would play hide and seek, for example, and I would have to hide, and I would get so nervous and so scared. I'm 6. I don't recognize what anxiety is, but I'd have to go to the bathroom, and I was never good at hide and seek. But now as an adult that I recognized there was a problem, I talked to my gastroenterologist. I knew I was going to fuck that up. Gastroenterologist, close enough, and talked to him about it, and got everything checked out, my GI tract, my upper tract, whatever you want to call it. I got everything checked out, make sure everything was the way it was supposed to be. I have my exams every 5 years that I'm supposed to have, and found out it's from anxiety. So there are certain times where I just have to think of something and get anxiety. And there'll be times where I'll be sleeping and I'll have a bad dream, and I'll wake up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta hurry up and I gotta race to the bathroom or I'm not gonna make it. Like I said, I know that maybe sounds like TMI, but it's not. It's just the truth, and I can almost bet I'm not the only one who suffers from it. And it's hard when you have issues with going out in public, and there's something that, you have triggers, and something triggers you, and you have to find the nearest bathroom in a quick hurry. I'm going to pause. Now I'm using a new program, and I saw that over the icon there was a red square or red something that I've never noticed before. I guess I never really paid attention. Anyway, or I go somewhere that I've been before, and I'm afraid of running into somebody I know that I don't want to run into. So I have pills. They're prescription Imodium. That's all they are. And, I just take those, and they work fairly fast. You take 2, and if your symptoms are still there after like an hour, you just take 1 or 2 more. They're pretty harmless. Nothing that's going to like plug you up. Some people say that they do. Maybe they do for them. I'm one of the lucky ones, yay. But, it just is to where I feel like I'm getting choked. You're nervous about going to new places. You're nervous about going to places you've been and had bad experiences. You hate going to the doctor. Oh, that's all the time. Never mind. Skip that one. But, it's your anxiety. So if for me, if I know I'm going to be going someplace that I know is going to cause me discomfort, I'll usually take a Xanax or whatever, for you, whatever the doctor gives you for your anxiety. I'll usually take a pill half an hour, or, usually it takes us a half an hour to where we're going. And I'll take a pill. I'll be like, hang on. I'll especially keep them in my purse for if we are somewhere, because Xanax is one that's very fast acting. So if we are somewhere and I'm like, honey, I don't feel so good. He knows what that means. He'll get me something to drink and I'll take it and I'll just kind of chill and not proceed with what we're doing until I feel a little more confident and a little more stable, because I feel very unstable when these occurrences happen. And there's really nothing I can do about it. It's anxiety, and my tummy doesn't like it. And funny thing is, when I'm awake like this, all of a sudden I'll get a really bad stomach ache, because maybe I'm dealing with the electric company, or I'm dealing with Amazon. Lately it's been Amazon, and they just suck. They went from, but that's not about that. Okay, I'm going to skip that over. But I've been having a lot of problems with a lot of things, a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress. So all of a sudden my stomach, it almost feels like it's going to gurgle. It doesn't, but that's what it feels like. You just get this terrible stomach ache. And having this for so many years, I know what's ahead, but I won't take the Imodium ahead of time, because if I don't feel like, or if I don't need it, I'm not going to take it. I don't like taking pills. So, I'll wait and see. I play that game, the wait and see. And if it hits, as I call it, I'll get out of this chair as fast as I can. And the bathroom is just around the corner, but sometimes it's still not close enough. I know it sounds funny, but it's excruciating. It's painful, because you get this stomach ache that's just unbearable. But you can't go spend your time on the toilet. So you just have to kind of wait for nature to call. And when it calls, she's a bitch. She's not friendly. She doesn't play well with others. But I just wanted to address that condition. And with me, they called it, or call it, IBS with diarrhea from anxiety or with anxiety. It's one of the two. I've had it for so long. It's like, you can just name it. I get the shits when I get a stomach ache. I know a lot of people probably do, but it's not from anxiety. Mine's from anxiety that is caused by usually environmental. It's not like I think of something and I get anxiety from it. Sometimes it depends what it is. But unfortunately, that's the consequence of it, is a really quick, fast, in a hurry bathroom trip. And it is miserable. And then again, I don't take the pills until after, because what if it's not? It's so personal, I know. I'm sorry. But it's something that I felt like I had to address for other people who may have the same thing, or say the same symptoms and aren't aware of that's what it is. And then that way they're able to go to their doctor and talk to their doctor and say, I have this anxiety and this is what happens when I get this anxiety. And don't just go for the over-the-counter Imodium. Ask them for a prescription. The doctors I go to have no problem giving me a prescription because I've been diagnosed with that condition. So it just, I mean, I remember one time I was driving and I had an attack. That's kind of what I call it, or an episode, or whatever you want to name it. It doesn't really matter. And I went to the drugstore to just pick up some Imodium because I was having issues. And I get out to my vehicle and I go open the box, go to get the medication out, and it's all in the bubble wrap and you can't get it open without scissors. I was in a heap of shit, no pun intended. I'm like, now what am I supposed to do? Go back in, use the scissors, and not buy it? What am I supposed to do to help myself? And it was awful. But I think I just raced home as fast as I could and was really pissed off because, I expected to have one of those where it's like the bubble kind where you just push the pill through. It wasn't even like that. Or the kind you peel the back off, and no, you had to use the scissors. And it's like, holy that was unexpected. Wow. I think I choked on my own air. I should maybe slow down. Cruising. Yeah, I could edit that out somehow, but I don't know how. So, well, you just had to watch me have an asthma attack. I don't think asthma's funny. That's what it felt like. I couldn't catch my breath. Yeah, I know. If it's not one thing, it's something else. And, it just seems like I can't do a video without coughing. It's just incredible. And I don't think I have the dryer going. And I closed my email. I turned my phone off. So I might be safe. You just never know. When you're in my world, something always that was it. That was the moment. This channel's just cut out for me, I guess. But, yeah, I am trying to think. I don't think I have anything this week going on. Just kind of life as usual. They keep predicting snow. We don't see snow here, but we go to the next town over and they have snow. And it's like people all around us have tornadoes in the summer. We don't. And I'm okay with that. So, I'm not a weather fanatic. There's just things about the weather that I don't care for. And it's just part of living in the Midwest, I guess. I got off topic. Shopping. It's ADD at its best. But I've been watching, some videos and trying to see what other topics that I can touch on. And I'm wondering if you could leave some comments on things that you'd maybe like me to do a little research about and do a video or two about. I could use some inspiration because when I look up inspiration, funny puppies is not something on my channel, although it'd probably be, a crowd pleaser. That's on my other channel that I have things like that. And I always put my other channel plenty of times in my videos, so you have the chance to go check that out. To me, it's more interesting because mental health is just not fun. If you look at it, it just isn't. But when you live it and you don't have a choice, you just roll with it and have a bathroom nearby. If you happen to have that condition, like I said, if you notice a pattern, you're getting ready to go somewhere. Say you have to go to a party and, you're just not feeling good. Maybe I should just stay home. I mean, yeah, if you think you're actually ill. But then again, take a look and think maybe it's anxiety, and it may very well be. Don't overlook it, because there's no reason why you should suffer. But I do, just because I don't like taking pills. And that's because I had overdosed a couple of times. And I'm not really going to talk about that too much. Someday I might. I'm just not really comfortable with it right now, because it was pretty heavy duty. It landed me in the hospital. They call it a hospital, but it's an institution, because it was severe, to say the least. So, that would fall under my playlist of suicide and suicidal tendencies and that. And I have not done a video about my own experience yet, or experiences yet. And I have that tickle in my throat again. I tell ya, don't get old. If you're old already and you're healthy and you feel good, great. Me, I gotta spend more time in front of the TV in my recliner, because my edema in my legs has gotten so bad that half the time I can hardly walk. So I spent last night in my recliner watching, I don't know, I was watching Netflix, and the edema in my legs has gone down tremendously. And the reason I do that is because I'm trying to avoid going to the doctor. Why? Because she's going to put me on more pills. I know, because I've been there, and I don't want to go there again. I want to be able to control it on my own. And now I'm doing the borderline personality disorder babble. I'm really good at it. I've had years and years of practice. So hopefully, you're doing well. I hope so. If you have requests that you'd like me to go live and what time, put those in the comments. That would be fantastic. Otherwise, I'm not going to know. My crystal ball happens to be broke. I can't afford to get it fixed. I don't know if I want to get it fixed. I try to have a sense of humor, because that's the only way I survive. And when I need to be serious, I'm serious. And that lasts maybe 2 or 3 minutes, because then my ADD kicks in, and then it's back to trying to be funny. So with that, I just wanted to touch on that subject for anybody out there that happens to have that condition that's very uncomfortable, it can be disturbing, especially when you're fast asleep and you wake up and your stomach, you just have cramps so bad, and you're familiar with those cramps, but then denial kicks in. No, it's just this. I'll just hold off. That's where regret kicks in. That you should have gone while you had the chance. It really does suck. So, like I said, if you have that condition, talk to your doctor. They can help you. And if they don't, talk to a different doctor. You should have a family doctor. You should have a psychiatrist. You should have a therapist. You should have a I call them an ass doctor, to their face, to their nurses. Well, when you can't say it and you need to convey your point, then convey your point. So with that, I hope you have a good rest of your Sunday. And I think it's Sunday, last time I checked. And I hope your week is great. And, I'll see you tomorrow, because I'm here every night. And I try to get here early. Otherwise, nap time kicks in, and then I'm really embarrassed. I think it's funny as shit, because I don't do it on purpose. It's just I get that tired, because I have that where I just stay up. days on end to where to the point I just can't go anymore and I run out of gas. Not diesel. Not unleaded. I don't know what it is. Energizer Bunny. My battery runs low. Okay, so I'll shut up. Have a great evening.